Providence is one of America's oldest cities, with centuries of history buried beneath its streets. Today, this densely built stretch of Broad Street in South Providence is lined with event spaces, restaurants, shops, and nightclubs. Known as La Broa, the heart of Providence's Dominican-American community, it is today's visible layer of the ever-rebuilding city. Now imagine this stretch of Broad Street 150 years ago. Back then, this part of the city was mostly open fields and woods. Providence was growing rapidly, spurred by industry and immigration, sprawling its way down the avenues west and south of the port. In the 1860s, horse car lines were opened that made these undeveloped southern reaches more accessible. And in 1878, two orchestra conductors, David Wallace Reeves, cornetist and leader of the American Band, and John R. Shirley, a merchant of gas pipe fittings and violin virtuoso, established the Park Garden here on the west side of Broad Street between Sackett and Sumter to lure factory hands and office clerks looking for diversion in their leisure hours. For a time, it was the toast of Providence. The Park Garden was exactly that, 15 acres of landscaped paths, lakes, sculptures, follies, and pavilions. Admission ranged from 10 to 25 cents. The garden hosted walking races, Grand Army reunions, and operas. Illuminated scenes dotted the park, representing St. Peter's Basilica in Rome, the siege of Paris during the 1870 Franco-Prussian War, and the eruption of Mount Vesuvius and destruction of Pompeii, regularly dramatized by fireworks. Reeves' American Band would perform promenade concerts and host dances in the evenings. Strollers could stop by the large Japanese pavilion for refreshments and to admire its crystal fountain, as well as Japanese prints, fans, window shades, parasols, and lanterns, which were also for sale. The 1879 season featured Gilbert and Sullivan's comic opera HMS Pinafore on a 110-foot boat on a lake. The cast made their entrances by dinghy. The opening night crowd numbered over 2,000 people, and it was a sellout success through the summer. After that high point, attendance waned, and the Park Garden closed in 1883. The land was platted and offered for sale. The pagodas and aviaries were demolished, but John Shirley moved the pavilion to a lot on Sackett Street and converted it into a 6-unit apartment building where he lived for the rest of his life. It still stands today under a new layer of siding, but the Google Map image shows the distinctive curve of that unusual roof line, a last remnant of the amusement and escape offered by Providence's Park Garden in the midst of today's La Broa.